This is CBC Winnipeg News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. A new full-service grocery store and pharmacy is moving in downtown. Red River Co-op will become an anchor tenant in the redeveloped Portage Place mall space. People who live in the area are glad to see an essential service in the heart of the city. But some local grocers worry about security and what the competition will do to their livelihoods. CBC's Mike Arsenault has more.
Applause rang out as True North Real Estate Development announced they'll be building a Red River Co-op in the heart of downtown. Good news for Myrna Phillips. She's been advocating for a co-op in the area for 15 years. She says she's been to every AGM and collected signatures showing her neighbors want the same.
I got the call today that it was actually happening. I sent out the word to the folks in my building, and we all came down, and we're over the moon.
The co-op will have a full-service food store and a pharmacy.
When the winter weather, when you're getting older and you're out, battling the weather, it's just so handy we can come through the skywalk. We don't have to go outside.
President of True North Real Estate Development, Jim Ludlow, says the new co-op will make life better for people living downtown.
A desert of access to mainline food and grocery and pharmacy services is a challenge, but the fact that we're able to now partner with Red River to deliver that, it's a significant, I would think, for downtown.
But a few blocks west of Portage, convenience store Be Wow has concerns.
We'll be losing some customers, but we will work as hard as we can to retain those customers and be competitive as well.
The owner of Food Fair, Munther Zeed, doesn't think a downtown grocery store is profitable because of shoplifting.
You want me to open up a grocery store? Give me a building with a parking lot, and you provide the security. I'll take my chances. But I need police, not security, police, 24/7 at the government's expense.
True North says this investment will create 57 jobs and have a positive social and economic impact on downtown. The co-op and pharmacy are scheduled to open in 2029. Mike Arsenault, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Manitoba is asking businesses selling and processing milk to open their books. The government wants 4 years of financial information, like how much milk was sold and both the wholesale and retail price. As the CBC's Ian Fraze tells us, it's signaling the government wants more control over milk prices, but some in the industry are pushing back.
First, Manitoba froze the price of a 1-liter carton of milk for 2026. Now it's asking retailers and processors to open their books about all the milk we buy.
The margins are so slim and narrow in grocery. This is going to require all these grocers to go back and spend time and money digging out all this information for years past.
As part of its milk review, Manitoba is demanding 4 years of financial information. Stores were asked about the wholesale costs, retail price, and the number of units sold across different containers and different types of milk. The government is studying whether it should expand price controls. It already sets the maximum price for 1-liter cartons.
We are continuing to contemplate whether we extend that to other sizes.
John Graham is confident Manitoba won't regulate prices any further.
We're of the belief that the research that's currently underway by the Manitoba government is going to show that milk is sold at very low margin or below cost, depending on the store. Any additional controls could come at the impact of the viability of small and independent stores in particular.
An advocate for independent grocers say this year's price freeze squeezed bottom lines. While the retail price of a 1-liter carton has been flat, dairy producers still raise the price they charge processors. And then those higher costs weren't always passed along to the stores.
The chains will not accept that increase. The independent grocers will have to.
He says small stores don't have the buying power of grocery giants.
If they're handed an increase, but they can't increase their price, they're losing money. That's just common sense.
The province says it will wrap its milk review in the fall. Ian Fraze, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Winnipeg police say it's a significant step toward reconciliation and are introducing ceremonial eagle feathers within its stations. 8 eagle feathers were provided to the service with the guidance and support of an Indigenous elder. An eagle feather is a sacred item, and when held, a person is expected to speak with honesty, truth, and integrity. For many, it provides cultural meaning and personal comfort. The plan was developed by a group of Indigenous police officers.
It reflects culturally appropriate practices, and secondly, it has provided our Indigenous members to draw on their lived experiences to help guide the service's progress along our path of reconciliation.
It will be available for victims and witnesses who are providing statements, as well as for members of the service when they're affirming oaths. The feathers will be available at all police facilities. 11 proposed wind farms are vying for the right to sell power to Manitoba Hydro. The Crown Corporation revealed the company names this week, but as CBC's Bartley Kivas reports, Hydro isn't ready to reveal where they plan to build them.
This wind farm near St. Leon is one of only 2 installations of its kind in Manitoba. Manitoba Hydro wants to see more of them, enough to expand the province's generating capacity by 600 megawatts over the next 9 years. Earlier this week, Hydro revealed the names of 11 proposed wind farms qualified to sell the province power. All of them are partnerships between Indigenous nations in Manitoba and wind power developers based in eastern Canada. The Crown Corporation won't say where the projects will go or which nations are partnered up with which companies.
In order to protect the privacy of the proponents, and there's an active procurement going on, we're unable to reveal who's partnered with who.
2 of the proposed wind farms have revealed themselves, one in the Pembina Valley, the other near Riding Mountain. The partnerships must be at least 51% Indigenous owned. Winnipeg lawyer Yvonne Guy-Larocque is an expert in Indigenous governance and economic development.
I think it's an excellent step for Manitoba towards Indigenous economic reconciliation.
Hydro plans to choose the successful proponents partly on the basis of their location, the track record of the wind power developers, and the socioeconomic benefits to Indigenous nations.
It's really important when nations are engaging with industry partners and proponents that they choose the right partner. There's a lot of potential for the benefits to flow to industry partners and not the nations themselves.
The benefit to consumers is another question. Hydro plans to buy power from these partnerships at a fixed rate. Earlier this month, 2 energy experts told Manitoba's energy regulator fixed rate purchases could end up costing Hydro customers more. Hydro doesn't agree.
But we're confident in our ability to negotiate a power purchase agreement with the eventual successful proponent that is going to provide excellent value to Manitoba Hydro and to Manitobans.
Hydro plans to choose the successful wind farms by the spring of 2027. Bartley Kivas, CBC News, Winnipeg.
More than 1,000 people in the Hanover School Division have signed a petition opposing the division's plan to remove older students' health privacy from parents. The backlash is all over the Steinbach School Board's plans to disregard mature minor status. Under Manitoba law, anyone over 16 years old can make their own health care decisions. But earlier this month, board trustees directed staff to not recognize mature minors seeking confidential health care. They say parents are the primary decision makers, but not all parents agree with the move.
If a child isn't feeling safe enough to tell their family, they should tell someone else. Because I would rather have my kids have someone to talk to than to try and control everything they're doing, because I've learned that you cannot do that. It's just not possible. Like they are their own people, and they get to this point where they're making their own choices, whether you agree with them or not.
Manitoba's education minister says she expects young people's rights to be followed, but the board says it will be moving forward with the plan that would require parental consent. All right, Riley, and now Riley, some more showers today that we saw and some more on the way?
Yeah, I mean, not everywhere, Brittany. These are very localized showers and pretty scattered in nature across southern Manitoba. As we've seen throughout the afternoon, even a couple of pop-up showers pushing through the Winnipeg region through the afternoon, more so into parts of the Interlake and into central Manitoba through McGregor into Austin, for example, getting into some thunderstorm activity. A little bit more back to the west into parts of the Parkland, kind of along Highway 5 there, seeing a few isolated showers. Like I was saying, not everywhere. This is the type of showers or thunderstorms where you might get something in your backyard, but your neighbor down the road is still dry. So that's the kind of pop-up showers that I'm expecting as we get through the evening tonight, at least. A special weather statement remaining in place just because of how active things are. There is the possibility of seeing some funnel clouds. I know there were some reports of that last night south of the city. Once we get into the overnight hours, we're mostly clear, 12 degrees overnight in the city. First thing in the morning, looking at temperatures around 15. And this is going to bump up our temperatures as we get into the day tomorrow. Another risk of scattered thunderstorms pretty broadly across the province as we get through tomorrow, Brittany, and we're looking at temperatures much closer to seasonal. I'll have your full forecast coming up in just a bit.
Thank you, Riley.
You're welcome.
Well, it's been a very wet June, and as you just heard Riley say, there is still some more rain on the way. What it means for some farmers, we'll find out next. A longtime city councillor says her time at City Hall has come to an end. Janice Lukes will not be running for re-election in the fall. Her 12-year political career helped shape one of Winnipeg's fastest-growing neighborhoods. But before she leaves, she has a message for other women. City Hall needs you. CBC's Cameron McLean reports.
A warm embrace between political allies as one of them prepares to leave office. Waverley West Councillor Janice Lukes made the announcement Wednesday at City Hall.
After 12 years of serving the people of South Winnipeg and Waverley West, I have made the decision not to seek re-election in the 2026 civic election.
The three-term councillor oversaw a period of rapid growth in her ward, which now has the largest population in the city at more than 70,000 people. Among her achievements, she points to securing funding for a new recreation campus, a fire hall, and investments in active transportation and road safety.
I want to go out on a high note of doing good work. I want to be able to hand it off to someone else and for that person to pick up and run with it.
First elected in 2014, Luke says the ward is entering a different phase of development after years of construction. With most of the development complete, she says the next councillor will need to focus on community well-being and social issues. She used her farewell announcement to encourage more women to enter politics, noting fewer than 36 women have served on Winnipeg City Council in more than 150 years.
And it is my sincere hope that we will see another woman lead and continue shaping the future of the Waverley West ward.
Mayor Scott Gillingham appeared emotional while speaking about the loss of a longtime ally.
There are very few, if any, councillors that work harder for their residents than Janice Lukes. She's smart, she's a great leader, she's outspoken, and those are all positive attributes. And frankly, the City of Winnipeg needs more city councillors like Janice Lukes.
And I thank you for the privilege.
Lukes' announcement came as a shock and disappointment to one of her colleagues on the Assiniboia Community Committee.
Look at how far we've come with our active transportation. That's thanks to Janice Lukes. So today, unfortunately, Winnipeg's down one more A-list fighter.
Luke says she doesn't have any firm plans once she leaves City Hall, but she isn't ruling out another political run someday. Cameron McLean, CBC News, Winnipeg.
A woman has been charged after a business burned down, causing more than $2 million in damage. Crews were called to the fire in an industrial part of Linden Woods on May 31st. Police say 2 businesses were hit, including a furnace servicing company that's been in the space for more than 2 decades. Police say the arson caused $2.25 million in damage. A 30-year-old woman has been charged with arson in connection. Many parts of southern Manitoba have received a good soaking of rain in recent weeks, and some areas are yet still expecting more moisture. Many farm fields are underwater, and one producer says once the waters recede, he'll be left with hundreds of acres of unusable land. The CBC's Michelle McDougall reports.
The unmistakable sound of windshield wipers in Stan Cochran's truck as he surveys his farmland about 50 kilometers northwest of Brandon. It's raining on fields that are already saturated, and his corn is underwater.
In this area here, there's 550 acres, so we've got almost 1,000 acres that is flooded now.
Cochran's farm is in the Assiniboine Valley. It's flooded before. He says one of the reasons this year is because of the torrential rains that flooded communities in Swan Valley to the north. But even with the loss of about 1/3 of his crop, Cochran wonders if collecting insurance will be worth it.
The compensation that is out there is very small compared to what you could get if you grew a crop. So you're looking at in the hundreds of thousands of dollars of loss.
There's already been a financial burden on farmers this year with higher costs of fertilizer, fuel, livestock feed, and labor. The Keystone Agricultural Producers says that puts pressure on farmers to have a better than average year just to break even.
Devastation like this definitely will have a huge impact on Manitoba farmers because of the huge costs that we are investing in the crop that's out there this year.
Cochran tries to see a silver lining in the rain-soaked clouds.
We can usually plant some fast-growing crops like sorghum or something like that. But this water won't even be gone to do that.
No.
We'll have no use of this land.
Producers have until June 30th to report what they have planted to Manitoba Crop Insurance. Help is also available to claim some infrastructure damage through disaster financial assistance. Michelle McDougall, CBC News, near Griswold.
All right, Riley, back in now. And we know it is tough, farmers, producers dealing with the weather, the unknown so much of the time. One year it's a drought, the next it's the flooding. And right now, well, some of us are cursing some of the rain and showers that we're getting. Some other areas really in need of it.
Particularly in the extreme southwest corner of the province, Brittany, where we have been drier than normal. So some of the showers that we've seen, welcome for some people in Manitoba, but certainly there are many other places in the province where we're so saturated right now. And I'm going to show you just how localized some of this is. Just have a look at some of the numbers. This is from rainfall. This takes us from midnight Tuesday all the way into the early morning hours this morning. And the number I want to draw your attention to is Stonewall, 70 millimeters of rain over about a 36-hour period. In fact, most of that falling in thunderstorms that fell through the overnight hours over the course of about 5 or 6 hours last night. So 70 millimeters at the Manitoba Ag Station in Stonewall. Just outside in the Argyle area, about 18 millimeters. Closer to the 30 millimeter mark into the Stony Mountain region. So that just gives you a sense of how localized some of these downpours are. Not far away, Winnipeg, as forecast, about 10 to 15 millimeters through the day yesterday, close to 30 through Portage-La Prairie into the Brandon region. And north of, this is where we did have that rainfall warning in place yesterday, close to 60 millimeters in Eden and 30 into the Dauphin area. So quite a spread in terms of accumulation that we saw rainfall-wise. All of this because of a fairly active pattern that we're in, not so much the upper level winds. I mean, the jet stream, a fairly zonal flow right along the international border, that's kept things cooler than seasonal for the most part through the prairie provinces. But it's the available moisture in the atmosphere. And this is what this map is looking at here. So you can see some of the more blue, lighter colors over Manitoba. This is modeling that takes into account the amount of available moisture in the upper levels of the atmosphere. And that's why we've seen very active, moisture-rich thunderstorms falling in some parts of the province, and why things will continue to be scattered as we get through the next couple of days here. You can see how localized some of these showers and thunderstorms were as we ran through the afternoon hours along the western side of the province as well. But we did get some clearing today thanks to building high pressure, and that is going to help to clear things out as we get through the next couple of days. You can see by 8 o'clock in the morning, mostly sunny skies really for much of the province. Bit of cloud cover through the Red River Valley, maybe some scattered showers still first thing in the morning. And then as we advance into the afternoon, another chance of seeing some scattered thunderstorm activity really province-wide. And much like today, fairly localized in nature, so not a guarantee that you'll see this everywhere, but certainly the possibility of some strong wind gusts, small hail, and some heavy downpours as we head through the next couple of days still. Temperatures in the south at least rebound closer to seasonal for this time of the year, looking at 24 in Winnipeg through the afternoon tomorrow, 22s, 23s in western Manitoba, and closer to the 24-degree mark into parts of northern Manitoba as well. Another warm day ahead as we get into Friday, very seasonal for this time of the year, Brittany. Then I'm watching yet another system that could bring us some moisture as we get through Saturday, but I think more likely into the day on Sunday.
All right, thanks, Riley.
You're welcome.
All right, get outside and enjoy the dry weather while you can. We have much more to come straight after the break. Stay with us. The federal government is looking to use its powers to expedite 3 major projects, 2 in the north and 1 in northern Ontario. It's the first time the government would use its new powers to get big things built. But as Kate McKenna reports, critics are already saying things are still working too slowly.
Federal ministers made the trek to Yellowknife to announce next steps to get big things built.
I am proud to announce today that the Government of Canada is launching the process that could lead to 3 projects being listed as projects of national interest under the Building Canada Act.
The Grays Bay Road and Port project in Nunavut could unlock new ways to export to global markets. The Mackenzie Valley Highway would create all-year road access for isolated communities in the Northwest Territories.
Today is like a milestone for us, You know, like we've been strong advocates for our highway for many, many years.
Also on the list, a nuclear waste site in Northern Ontario.
These projects have been talked about for decades. Today we make good on a promise we made to Canadians. Less talking, more building.
But it's not that straightforward. Ottawa says it's starting the process of potentially deeming the projects in the national interest, allowing them to fast-track approvals, meaning no matter what, there's a long road ahead.
This is just more liberal process where they want to cut ribbons rather than get results. Unfortunately, though, the government just seems, for the last year, seems to have just been doing victory laps. And today's announcement doesn't forward these projects.
But fundamentally, it's creating a path of resources from their office, constant attention to federal government. They can unlock their budgets. They can help support this. They want to see the money get spent. We want to see the money get spent.
This is the first time the federal government has sought to use the extraordinary powers created by Bill C-5 that allow them to bypass some rules and regulations to get things built faster. But speaking to reporters, ministers stressed that an environmental review and Indigenous consultation is mandatory. Kate McKenna, CBC News, Ottawa.
A funeral service was held today for Constable Mark Pinizzotto. He was killed during an investigation into multiple shootings in Toronto. Beforehand, hundreds of police officers and first responders took part in a formal procession. Pinizzotto is one of 3 police officers killed in the line of duty in Ontario and Quebec in just 2 weeks. The 43-year-old leaves behind a wife and 14-year-old twin children, a boy and a girl. Meanwhile, in Montreal and Laval today, 2 separate funeral ceremonies are being held for a city police officer and a civilian. Both were shot and killed on Monday in Montreal's Côte-de-Neige neighborhood. The man suspected of carrying out the fatal shooting is also dead. Authorities have released limited information about him beyond his identity and the fact that he came from Lethbridge, Alberta. Tens of millions of people across Europe are struggling to cope under a brutal heat dome. It's forcing the closure of schools, businesses, and tourist attractions across the continent. Both Paris and London have just set new record temperatures. The CBC's Chris Brown has more from the British capital.
Britain smashed its record for the all-time hottest day in June, just over 36 degrees in South England.
I'm absolutely sweating. I'm practically swimming in my own sweat, which is not pleasant.
UK officials issued an exceptional red extreme heat warning, the highest level possible, but some workers had no choice but to push through it.
Awful, to be honest. It's horrible, this heat.
Hundreds of schools closed. At those that didn't, it was too uncomfortable to study anyway. Britain isn't built for the heat. The buildings are old, there's not a lot of air conditioning, so people look for relief wherever they can because the heat can be deadly.
This is our community shop.
In Hackney, in East London, Krista Brown offered her community centre as a shelter from the hot weather.
I think that with the climate changing, the way that it's changing, and we're facing more adverse weather conditions like all the time. We're also a warm space in the winter and a cool space in the summer.
Our buildings are not designed for hot weather, and so I've had to pick her up from school early, and that's because their school is from the 40s, and they've got the reception area is quite cool, but the rest of the school is like an oven.
More records are being set in mainland Europe, where an estimated 94 million people are enduring temperatures over 35 degrees. More than 50 people have died in France from the heat wave, most from drowning. Some cities have banned swimming, but many people are ignoring the order. From Switzerland to the Netherlands, animals have struggled too.
Like the asphalt gets really warm, they need to cool off, so you try to find the spots of shades because you still need to go out for to urinate and to poop.
The heat wave is parked over France and blanketing a huge area. The stifling weather may have a ways to run. Chris Brown, CBC News, London.
France has announced its first case of Ebola. The infected is a doctor who'd returned from a humanitarian mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The virus is continuing to outpace response efforts there, according to global health experts.
Contact tracing is still not at the level needed. Capacity at treatment and isolation center is insufficient. Safe and dignified burials remain a major challenge. The health system is under pressure.
The epicenter of the outbreak is in Congo, where there have been 1,118 documented cases, including 291 deaths. Uganda has confirmed 20 cases with 2 fatalities. This outbreak was caused by the rare Bundibugyo strain of the virus, for which no authorized vaccines exist. The Canadian Dermatology Association is sounding the alarm about the number of dermatologists leaving medical practice for cosmetic work. As Christine Burak reports, it's contributing to long wait times for critical cancer screenings.
Dermatologists can inject Botox, map moles, and diagnose skin cancers, and they're in high demand. Canada is short about 400. Carol MacArthur spent 8 months trying to get a medical appointment.
By that time, it's more than a year that this was growing on my face.
MacArthur feared it was cancerous. A dermatologist finally confirmed it, and she needed major surgery.
I lost a chunk of my cheek. I lost the cartilage in my nose, and it was a year. It was 1 year.
A Canadian Dermatology Association report warns skin cancers need fast treatment to prevent death. Skin conditions like eczema can cause serious mental health issues, while more dermatologists are shifting to cosmetics.
What if I wanted Botox?
We called multiple dermatology clinics and quickly booked a cosmetic appointment.
I can see the dermatologist as early as tomorrow? That's right. Should I book you in? For Botox.
So there is this exodus from public medicine into private medicine that's more lucrative for some doctors.
The head of the Dermatology Association says outdated fees a doctor can bill a province for are squeezing medical practices. But he also argues taxpayers shouldn't be funding residency spots for just anyone.
I do call into question people that get their medical training subsidized by the public system and then end up just doing cosmetic dermatology for a private system for their entire career.
A lot of times they just want somebody to look at them.
Behind Dr. Andrew Simone sits a makeshift waiting room. Every Saturday, his dermatology clinic opens at 4 a.m., no referral needed. He saw a Winnipegger who couldn't get a timely appointment, even after his family doctor warned his moles might be cancerous.
You have to understand the anxiety when a doctor says, I think this is serious cancer. I don't think any human would want to wait 4 months.
I really feel like they're throwing me away, and I don't matter.
When medical appointments take months, but Botox takes days, some doctors warn profit-driven clinics are undermining public health care for Canadians. Christine Burak, CBC News, Toronto.
StubHub, the online ticket resale site, is facing thousands of complaints from angry fans demanding refunds. A CBC News investigation has found the company has canceled mass numbers of tickets to World Cup matches across North America, often just hours before game time. Dave Seglins has that story.
It was to be a dream event for Christmas. Tickets to watch Canada versus Qatar on home soil in Vancouver. Good enough to pay StubHub $11,000 for a pair of prime seats.
I made the decision to go through StubHub because there was numerous articles about fraud websites. They're pretending to be scamming tickets.
But StubHub never delivered the tickets. He frantically contacted them weeks, days, hours before the game.
We stayed up till 4 a.m. trying to get this problem solved.
But like for thousands of other fans across North America, StubHub at the last minute canceled the tickets. No explanation, no replacements.
We're talking about StubHub, FIFA World Cup ticket fiascos.
This industry podcast host has collected legions of similar stories.
So we're witnessing at massive scale one of the biggest collapses in the history of ticketing.
StubHub blames FIFA and its app, which is required to enter stadiums, while FIFA has told fans not to purchase from third parties and referred all questions back to StubHub. This music industry manager says StubHub is renowned for not delivering.
People are selling tickets that they don't actually have.
Like recent concert tours, Oasis and Olivia Rodrigo, where speculators offered ghost tickets for sale, and when it came to the day, resale websites failed to deliver.
We need to ban speculative ticketing for one. Selling something that you don't have should absolutely be illegal.
In Vancouver, Mark Gallagher is still fighting StubHub for his $11,000 refund, but he says he's speaking out, hoping to do more than just recoup his money.
It's so wrong because emotional stress and anxiety they put you through is unmeasurable.
StubHub says it's investigating and will honor its money-back guarantee. Dave Seglin, CBC News, Toronto.
FIFA fever is taking over Canada, and some of the country's smallest fans are getting a chance to cheer on the soccer stars. We'll have more on that next.
extreme weather.
We opened the garage door and it just flooded in.
We're not going to be able to salvage everything that was in our basement, that's for sure.
When it hits, CBC is there, where the story happens, to get you the latest.
The river took the easiest course it had, and the course was through our yard.
It's pretty scary, actually.
It's been quite a roller coaster, quite traumatic.
For the news you need, choose CBC.
Well, it was a heartbreaker of a loss for Canada at the World Cup, falling to Switzerland with a final score of 2-1. After remaining scoreless in the first half, a fast goal by Promise David energized both team and fans for the second. But it wasn't enough to close the gap. That said, Canada is moving on to the knockout stage for the first time in team history. Their next match is scheduled for Sunday. Well, despite that tough loss, World Cup fever is hitting Canadians across the country. Here in Winnipeg, for some of soccer's smallest fans, it was a chance to take in the action while also getting a break from school. CBC's Matt Humphrey had the opportunity to chat with some fans.
This week, the World Cup is part of the curriculum at Glen Elm Elementary School, with students and parents assembling to watch Canada play Switzerland. For days now, the nursery to grade 6 Winnipeg school has been in a fever pitch, with educators using the worldwide tournament to enrich young minds.
Love seeing a lot of countries playing, and I'm glad to see Canada playing in the World Cup. I just like playing it, and I like showing people I can do things that other people can't. Like boys, they don't pass me, so I show them and I score, and then they get shot.
How does it make you feel when they don't pass you and you score?
Well, I don't know. I just like smirking at them to be like, ha ha. It's fun.
What do you like it? Why is it fun?
It's a team game, and also it's I don't know. Because the boys think that we're not good enough, so they don't pass to us. But then we get a goal, and then they're like not cheering, and then all like my friends and stuff are cheering, and even though they're on opposite teams, they're still happy.
Teacher Angie Ferguson says her students can't get enough of the game.
They go out, and we have about 6 soccer balls that the kids all bring from home, and there's about 6 balls out on the field every day.
And if recess isn't enough, soccer's taken over gym class as well.
I like scoring goals, and I'm really good at it.
It doesn't matter how good you are at soccer. It matters if you at least tried and you're still trying.
I can rainbow flick, and I can do almost every skill.
Soccer's interesting to watch, and if there's nothing on, it's just something good to watch.
I played like Ronaldo.
So no matter the result of today's game, you can see soccer is capturing the minds of children all over the globe. And Glen Elm Elementary is no exception. Matt Humphrey, CBC News, Winnipeg.
All right, we love Matt, but I was waiting for one of those students or one of those soccer balls to just go right into him during that stand-up on camera there. Those kids looking like they're having a good time playing soccer today.
Burning off some end-of-the-year energy.
Right?
With the end of the school year.
Final week for so many.
Yeah. And lots happening as we get into the beginning of summer here. Soccer, clearly one of those things. Let's have a look at your dog walking forecast. And I mean, today wasn't a bad day for a dog walk. Couple of showers in the city, some isolated thunderstorms across southern Manitoba, and really as we get through tomorrow, the carbon copy of today is what we're looking at. Here's Rollo. Thank you, Linda, for sending this picture in from Valley Gardens. Probably eagerly awaiting that walk outside, maybe waiting for the showers to taper off. Not as windy tomorrow. Again, looking at wind staying fairly calm. A bit breezy at times today, but nothing we couldn't handle. 24 degrees into the afternoon tomorrow. Please keep sending your pictures to talkback@cbc.ca as we head into the summer months here. And again, just like today, that risk of isolated thunderstorms as we get through the next day or so here before we start to get another change in our weather coming. I'll have more on that coming up in your 7-day forecast. All right, let's take you to Dauphin because Dauphin's Country Fest is happening this weekend. Big outdoor event, and Yeah, I know. We're looking at some wet weather moving in. So, I mean, tomorrow, not bad. Mix of sun and clouds, risk of isolated thunderstorms, 24 degrees into the afternoon. Friday, not a total washout either. Looking at the risk of thunderstorms into the afternoon, again, 23 degrees. So temperatures that, I mean, are fairly comfortable, a little bit below seasonal for this time of the year. But it's the weekend where things really start to get wet. I'm looking at showers pushing into the province as we get through the later half of Sunday and lasting, or later half of Saturday, lasting through the day on Sunday. So it could be a bit wet for that event as we get through the weekend. But I mean, nothing we can't handle here in Manitoba. 22 degrees in the city right now. Northeast winds gusting to about 33. Pressure starting to rise as that area of low pressure that brought all of that rain pushes off south into the Great Lakes. Right now, 19 in Brandon, 23 in Dauphin, 26 still in Thompson, 25 in Gillam, where we have seen some scattered thunderstorms really province-wide as we have advanced through the afternoon here. Temperatures around 10 degrees in western Manitoba overnight. Partly cloudy skies into the evening hours. Still a risk of some residual isolated thunderstorms, but once we get into the night tonight, we will start to clear up across southern Manitoba, and temperatures around 10 degrees into much of northern Manitoba as well. Thompson looking at the possibility of a few showers, and that's early in the evening. Then it starts to clear up as we get through the day. Temperatures, though, 26 in Thompson tomorrow afternoon, once again 25 in Gillam. This will fuel the risk of isolated thunderstorms in northern Manitoba as we get through the day. And in southern Manitoba, a lot brighter as we get through the day tomorrow. But again, Brittany, that risk of isolated thunderstorms or some pop-up showers as we get through the afternoon hours.
All right. Thank you, Riley.
You're welcome.
This mosquito season, you may want to consider a new kind of protection to add to your arsenal. The Bucket of Doom. It's a DIY mosquito trap that's been trending on social media. It kills larvae by adding a naturally occurring bacteria called BTI to a bucket of water and adding grasses and vegetation to help attract the pests. So we asked one mosquito expert to compare the effectiveness of the Bucket of Doom to other traditional mosquito repellents.
So BTI is an acronym for Bacillus thuringiensis israeliensis. Don't need to worry about that. There's no quiz. What this is a bacterium that happens naturally in the soil. And so when this gets into an environment where mosquitoes are laying eggs and creating larvae, it gets into the larvae and it uses them as food. So what happens is the bacteria grow, the larvae die, and the mosquito population crashes about 75 to 80%. And it takes about 2 weeks for that to start happening. And by the third week, you tend to see a noticeable difference in the number of mosquitoes that are in your area.
And do we have an idea of how wide an area? Like if someone's thinking about their city backyard to start with, are you putting one bucket of doom in there for, I don't know, for a couple of weeks and watching the rain?
You're doing it for your backyard. Mosquitoes don't travel very far, like maybe 0.5 kilometers is their limit. I know that if you've been following some of the sterile mosquito technique, it's, a 3-kilometer radius, but that's like the farthest you're ever going to go for a mosquito. So it's really more for your backyard, that area. So if you do happen to be getting that bucket of doom, make sure that, your neighbors and a couple of other people by about a half a kilometer around you are also doing it, because then it's going to be very effective. But essentially, it's just one method to be able to reduce the mosquito population so you don't have to worry about constantly having to soak yourself in repellents.
So you use the word effective. I was going to ask what we understand about its effectiveness and how we know it works.
Oh, it just kills. It's Bacillus thuringiensis. I worked with this back in the 1990s in the lab. You give this to insects and it kills them. And I mean, there's different versions of Bacillus. Like there's like a thuringiensis really is the best out of them. And for those of you who are in agriculture, you've probably heard of the BT toxin. It's Bacillus thuringiensis. So that is a really effective way of being able to reduce the mosquito population. The only problem, of course, is that you're getting a puck that you're putting into, a bucket. And the reason you're adding the grass and everything is you just want it to be like marsh-like. And for those of you who have got, good reclining after all that rain, you've got a marsh in the end of your yard anyway. So, that's essentially what you're trying to create.
And what does it do to other pollinators, and what's the risk for other insects then?
Oh, none. Sorry, the whole point is that you're creating it in this very small environment, and it's only attacking the larvae. It's not going to be attacking anything else. So your pollinators are not going to be anywhere near that. You're not going to have any other animals that are going to be coming near that. So there's really no risk in that sense. This is just a larvicide. So there's no worry at all in terms of the ecological or environmental risk. My suggestion is to think about for your skin, either DEET or picaridin, to think about your patio environment where you're having your party, the permethrin or pyrethrins or pyrethroids, and then that's going to essentially reduce the mosquito population. And then for the long term, get yourself a bucket of doom so that you can then crash the population so you don't have to worry about it too much.
Still ahead, Manitoba's grads are throwing their caps and water balloons. We'll explain after the break. Plus, Riley is back with a last check on our forecast, which is also a soaker. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Unsettled conditions persist across southern Manitoba. Some showers, some isolated thunderstorms. So isolated, in fact, that if you heard a couple cracks of thunder, that was this little storm pushing through the eastern side of the city as we head into the evening hours here. Football game tomorrow evening. The Bombers facing the Edmonton Elks, 7:30, looking at the possibility again, particularly close to kickoff, of seeing some isolated thunderstorms pushing through the Red River Valley. Temperatures very comfortable, 21 by halftime, and by the time that game ends around 19 or 20 degrees. So a pretty decent night aside from that thunderstorm risk. Here's your 7-day forecast, looking at 25 degrees into Friday, a bit cooler with some showers moving in as we get late Saturday into Sunday, and then things warming up as we get toward Canada Day and the middle of next week. Well, it is grad season for high schools across the province, and Flin Flonners celebrated their best and brightest the only way they know how.
All right, they call it a grad parade, but what it really ends up being is Northern Manitoba's biggest community water
Sounds
fight.
like fun.
CBC's Eric Westhaver has your daily lift.
Hapnot Collegiate's class of 2026 got soaked. The Flin Flon High School hosted its annual grad car parade Wednesday, and nobody ever leaves dry.
Got about 1,000 balloons.
I'd say 2,000 balloons.
About 2,000. We probably spent $100 on this at least. Nobody is ready for us.
These buckets full of water balloons here.
People here have celebrated like this for decades, partly to beat the heat, but mostly just for fun.
Well, I'm gonna spray the whole town, and I'm gonna throw these water balloons at everyone. Nobody's staying dry today.
Firefighters even turned a hose on the graduating students.
I'm excited, and I'm gonna wear my glasses, so my face isn't completely doused.
The school will host more formal grad ceremonies Friday. Eric Westhaver, CBC News, Flin Flon.
I love this, and we also love reporter participation. I was waiting to see Eric get hit with a water balloon in there.
I was expecting Eric to get a bit wet. I would have loved to have done something like that.
What
with my
a
grad.
fun
event,
so right?
I would have done it in my grad suit too.
And I bet you there's some teachers that get targeted there too, you know? Maybe the school principal. What a fun thing to do. Congratulations to all of the graduates across the province.
Yes, busy time of year.
Busy time. We'll see you back here tomorrow.